Alright, so we got is Warhammer 40k connected to Warhammer Fantasy Age of Sigmar. Let's get right to the video.
G'day, guys and gal. I get this question a lot.
Major kill,
Major
baby.
kill. Is Warhammer Fantasy connected to 40k?
I don't
Does
think so.
40k take 40,000 years after Fantasy? If they aren't connected, why are their gods called the same thing? It's time to silence the autists and shine some light on the truth.
It's the same game, right? So
I've been thinking about this topic for a while. Hence, through a lot of research and me sadly purchasing Tinder Gold after the love of my life friend-zoned me, I have figured it all out. I've seen a few other lore YouTubers try and explain it.
Yo, you purchased Tinder Gold? Are you, bro, Bro, he's cuckoo for buku buffs. Alright, well, I'm sorry.
But while they present some base level connections and
Wow.
arguments for and against the theory, they fail to go deeper and really show the connection, which is why I'm way better than them. Warhammer Fantasy, 40k, and yes, even Age of Sigmar are all connected, a bit subtly, and it is physically possible for someone from 40k to get to Fantasy or Age of Sigmar, how it is stupidly difficult, with Games Workshop themselves not really committing much hard evidence that they are connected still. There are a few plot holes that can be explained by the term warp spaghetti, which is just an advertiser-friendly way of saying warp. Today we'll go over how the universes are connected and why the gods share the same names despite being different entities. I'll also explain how it's possible that one being could transverse between each setting. And because I am fair, I'll also go over the plot holes that are present in order for the connection to be legitimate. Spoilers ahead. It seems like different Games Workshop writers have different opinions on the matter and have seemingly changed their mind multiple times.
I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Like, it's legit two different games in a way. And again, I'm a Warhammer new booty, okay? I'm not a Warhammer connoisseur. First of all, shout out to everybody, who's always supportive and stuff like that. Welcoming me into the community and stuff like that. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, bro. Bro. I give you unlimited hugs. Now, they are two different things. Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k are completely two different things. So, if their gods are called like the same thing, whatever, that's not really like a big it's not like a big mystery to me, because bro, it's part of like the same franchise. It's part of the Warhammer franchise. So I would be it would be okay. I don't want to call y'all dumb, but it would be crazy for you to think that they wouldn't have some type of similarities in a way, not in a way of story or whatever, but it'll be dumb for you to not think that some of them that Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k wouldn't have some type of intertwine whenever it comes to certain things being called the same thing in each other's universe. I'm gonna call them universes, by the way. Let me breathe, okay? Let's go.
I actually want them to be connected or not. Let's get into it. Firstly, let's talk about why the gods
Major K, bro. That man Major K said, bro, I'm better than y'all. I like that energy.
Share the same name despite being different entities. The main four chaos gods, Khorne, Titsnich, Nurgle and Slaanesh, all represent different key aspects of emotion, especially human emotion.
Yeah.
Khorne is war and anger, yes, but he is also bravery and honor. Titsnich
So what I learned, and I'm sorry I'm pausing a lot. I'm really involved right now. What I learned is that even though all these guys right here have different different human emotions, whatever, they also have a positive side as well. So the angry guy, whatever, he might be angry or whatever, but the flip side is he has a positive flip side. Yeah, see, I know a little bit of history.
She's scheming and betrayal, but he is also knowledge and progress.
See?
Nurgle is nature and disease, and Slaanesh is pleasure and joy. Due to the presence of the warp in Warhammer, if there are mortals such as humans, there will be these four gods, no matter what, as they are fundamentally a part of everyone. The gods also name themselves, so the aspect of war and rage will always call itself Khorne. Hence, the chaos gods from 40k and fantasy are different gods, however they represent the same thing. This also explains their difference in power. The four chaos gods and their greater demons have destroyed countless worlds like it was nothing in 40k.
Wow.
Yet the four chaos gods and their greater demons took thousands of years to finally defeat the Warhammer Fantasy world. That is because they only have a few million people fueling them and empowering them compared to the countless trillions in 40k, i.e. 40k warp entities are stronger. It's the same situation with the Elven gods having the same name as the Eldar gods. The Elves are Eldar without their fancy technology, hence they create the same gods. Cain, Assyrian, Isha, etc. are different entities between the settings, but represent the same thing. This brings us to the old ones, the cosmic toads that created most life.
You know one thing real quick? It's funny that he mentioned that because like he said, in Warhammer 40k, there's like trillions of like humans and stuff like that. But if I'm being honest with you though, like bro, the human beings like in Warhammer 40k, bro, their lives are bro, they're not worth nothing, bro. They're bro, like a human getting killed and like in Warhammer 40k, bro, it's like us breathing, bro. Like for real, it's not even like bro, it's legit like on how like bro, some of the factions, like some of the like the soldiers and like the factions or whatever, they'll get rid of some of the humans just out of spite. Some humans will just get stepped on by these big like dreadnoughts and stuff like that. So, bro, a lot of humans in Warhammer 40k, bro, like their life, bro, like it's legit. I wouldn't say it's meaningless or nothing like that. Obviously, that's mean to say, but like, bro, like it's very like it's like nothing compared to like if some humans are like because I think in Warhammer Fantasy, whatever, like you got like some humans that like I think he said that there's like a couple million or whatever. I mean, and to be fair, they are on like one big planet, but again, to be fair, for Warhammer 40k or whatever, they just base their like trillions of humans, whatever, off of one planet as well. But like, I don't know, like it's a little different because like if you ever like look at the map on like Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, it's like the like actual map like of like of like our Earth and stuff like that. It's more like world based, and but then for Warhammer 40k, it's more like obviously they're in space and stuff like that. So I'm guessing like it's two different like environments kind of because you can't really mention humans a lot based off of a game that's really based off in space and like the warp and stuff like that. Like humans are like at like the bottom of the like level, but if you go to Warhammer Fantasy, and like it takes place on like the world, whatever, where you have like these countries in different parts or whatever, humans are kind of like looked at as like a little bit more valuable because they're in mixed up with these like different type of like deities and stuff like that. So
The galaxy. The old ones referenced in Warhammer Fantasy are the same old ones from 40k. So far, these are the only beings that are the same characters between the settings. Here is why. In 40k, the old ones seeded much of the galaxy with life, constantly experimenting and creating.
oh
When the Necron tier got mad that the old ones weren't sharing the secrets to functional sunscreen with them, they teamed up with the star parasites called the Slann. They started to become more of a problem. Hence, the old
wait, bro, you started to retaliate because he didn't give you the Krabby Patty secret formula? Are you serious? Bro, that's some player hating stuff right there, bro. Is he serious?
ones got desperate and experimental. They created the orcs as weapons of war. However, it wasn't enough, and they weren't done there. Remember, at this point, the warp was calm, and the old ones were its masters. Hence, they could travel around it easily. In order to create new weapons against the Necrons, they had to test them. Hence, they created a pocket universe hidden deep within the warp. This universe was extremely isolated from the 40k universe, and only they could travel between the two settings using special warp gates on each side of the planet the old ones had created. They seeded this planet with life, creating new beings such as the dwarves and lizardmen, as well as bringing in old ones such as humans and Eldar. They bent the warp to their will, manifesting it in this universe as magic, a variation of the classic psycho powers from 40k.
Yeah.
Now, the official lore goes on to tell us that the Old Ones cultivated these races and taught them many things. However, they never explained why they created them or where they came from. This is because the Old Ones did not want their new planet to know it was just a testing ground to create new weapons in the war against the Necrons and other threats from the Warp. The Old Ones filled a world with volatile specimens and introduced it to magic simply to see what would happen.
Bro, they had a whole I- they had an entire like little pocket universe where it was basically like you guys ever like play like a fighting game and you go down to like the where it says training and you click the training and it's you just beating up on a computer trying different combos and stuff. That's kind of what this was like, bro. They legit just like made like a little pocket in the warp. It was like, all right, cool, let's just go down here. Yeah, make sure nobody's looking after us. Let's go down here and then let's just throw a bunch of just science experiments down here. That's crazy.
And if they would gain new knowledge and warriors. We know this eventually would work out exceptionally well, as the magic would evolve and create the setting of Age of Sigmar,
Oh,
a
wow.
setting full of gods and powerful warriors.
Wait, so it
the
worked?
exact thing the old ones wanted to use as weapons. Where do the orcs come into this? Well, it's not hard to assume that either some of their spores were accidentally tucked away on the old ones' ships, or the Old Ones deliberately seeded the world with greenskins as a way to toughen up the other races. Either way, they were also brought by the Old Ones. The greenskins get their innate knowledge and strength from the Wah, which they were cut off from.
Now, why would you do that? That scared me, bro. Why would you? Bro, I was really locked in on this.
Due to being in the new Pocket universe. Hence, they had to create their own new Wah energy from
Yo,
scratch.
stop. Why are you
Explaining
doing this?
why they were weaker and less intelligent than their 40k counterparts.
That's not even funny.
The Slann are also present in 40k, so it's likely the Old Ones recreated some new Slann in
who was
Warhammer
that?
Fantasy, due to them being proven to be useful servants. As we know, the Old Ones mysteriously disappeared, and the polar warp gates in the fantasy world collapsed without explanation. Within fantasy, 40k actually explains why this happened quite well. The war against the Necrons had created a shitload of negative emotion, which had slowly turned the warp from a fun cuddly place into a little angry ADHD emo kid. The realms of chaos were created, and the Old Ones either fled or were killed by the new evil warp entities, hence why they vanished from fantasy as well.
What?
The collapsed warp gates were either a result of the warp destabilizing and damaging the gates, or a deliberate sacrifice by the Old Ones to ensure that nothing outside the Pocket universe could enter into the world. Mystery solved there in terms of origins of the Warhammer Fantasy universe and why it was created. There are also some clues scattered around during the end times, which show even more connection between the two settings. Firstly, whilst the Skaven are single-handedly raping the entire planet, they uncover an ancient artifact of the Old Ones. They activate it and they hear an alien voice that sounds elvish play from it, so they panic and destroy it. This was clearly the voice of an Eldar transmitting through a very powerful device created by the Old Ones, likely some kind of ancient crosswalk communication the Old Ones once used.
Why would you destroy it, bro? You could have just took it in and had like Albert Einstein just like, you know, look at it a little bit, bro. Bro, like, is that what you do? Like, is that the first thing you do is just destroy it? Like, what is wrong with it? That's
Another
stupid.
hint is during the trip to the Realms of Chaos, Araloth stumbles upon a very large silver knight who was quite a menace to Chaos and could shoot blue fire from his hands. This sounds very much like Kaldor Drago, a Grey Knight from 40k. The issue with this is that, as we've established, the realms from 40k are separate from the realms of Chaos in Warhammer Fantasy. However, with Kaldor Drago getting thrown around the warp like a choir boy in a priest's office, we can explain his cameo in Warhammer Fantasy with Warp Spaghetti. Now on to Sigmar, an exceptionally strong, intelligent, charismatic leader who seemingly popped out of nowhere and united his people. Seems very much like one of the lost Primarchs from 40k, which could have been Games Workshop original plan with him. However, it has been hard confirmed that Sigmar was born in the fantasy world and is not a Primarch, hence that theory is dead and adds no weight to our current discussion. Now with this theory of the settings being connected, you can just say that they used to be connected, but it was reconned out of existence by the writers, and that nods to Warhammer 40k are just Easter eggs. But that would make you a boring cunt, so let's not do that. Now love it or hate it, Age of Sigmar has become a very distinct juggernaut that seemingly shares no connection to Warhammer 40k. However, as it is directly connected to Warhammer Fantasy, it is also by extension connected to Warhammer 40k. As we said before, the creation of godlike beings populating Warhammer Fantasy and the increased power of the warp via the realms and winds of magic was the Old One's main goal, to create legendary weapons. They just aren't around to use them. Now you might be, how does one transverse between the settings? While I can't say 100% for sure, it's likely a character would have to achieve a level of understanding of the warp that would even surpass the Old Ones. Either that or due to an insane level of warp spaghetti. Either way, it's very unlikely we'll see any crossover in the near future. Also for time frames, you might be like, bruh, the Old Ones existed 65 million years ago. Surely Warhammer Fantasy is not 65 million years before 40k. And it's not. Time moves differently in the warp, so I can imagine it moving even more differently when you're separated by a pocket universe. And that does us for today, guys. I wanted to got around to it, so I'm glad it's here. If you guys have any other details to add, or if you disagree with this theory, then let me know in the comments below.
Shout out to Major Kill. That's crazy. 2020. Man, listen, I should have been got a Warhammer like a long time ago. But listen, we are here. Comment down below, man. What do you guys think about Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k? I'm going to be honest with you. I think that down the line, I think they should... I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I think they should. You know, as a bro, I almost said Warzone newbie. Oops. As a Warhammer newbie, bro, I think bro, for the one time, we gotta make like some type of Warhammer, space fantasy marine. Like we gotta collaborate on the name or something. Like something gotta give. I want these two, different Warhammer, games to collaborate on something like that. I don't know, bro. They gotta collaborate on like one last big game or something. Like, bro, something gotta give. Then comment down below what do you guys think about this. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys at the next one out, and